So, gas prices are exceeding $4, $5, and in some cases even $7 a gallon, depending upon what state you're in. Already, Shell is already backtracking on its boycott of Russian oil. Now, gee, why would they do that? Well, since the start of Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, traders have struggled to unload Russian oil. Western buyers are adhering to a voluntary embargo in response to violence. No, fuck that shit. I never said I was embargoing anything. I want oil. I don't give a fuck where it comes from. I'm driving a V8 with 6.4 liter Hemi. I don't give a fuck if that oil is coming from somebody who's walking around killing baby seals. That shit don't mean nothing to me. Give me my oil. So anyway, on Tuesday, March 1st, Shell was lauded for cutting ties with Russian firms Gazprom and Solid Petroleum, and for ending its involvement in the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline. We are shocked by the loss of life in Ukraine, which we deplore, resulting from a senseless act of military aggression, which threatens European security. Shell CEO Vin van Verdonk said at the time, "Our decision to exit is one we take with conviction." That conviction lasted less than 1 week. By Friday, as the price spread widened between Russia's Urals crude and Brent crude, the international benchmark for oil prices Shell bought 100,000 metric tons at a record discount of $28.50 per barrel, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. So guys, let me tell you something. One of the problems with the Democrats is these motherfuckers actually promote scarcity and they promote war. Now, a lot of people do not understand my politics, but when you understand a chess player's mind, you understand it more and more. The reality is, I knew that the Democrats were going to fuck up bad and expose themselves as shitty leaders. But I never understood that they could possibly fuck up this bad, to the point where you damn near World War III, freaking Russia. So at this point, a lot of Americans are starting to question America's energy independence. In a different story by Rick Newman, gasoline prices are now topping $4 per gallon on average. A lot of American drivers feel like the U.S. energy economy is going backwards. It is going backwards by every measure. When Trump was in office, we were relatively energy independent and we were exporting more oil. The Democrats took us backwards in just about every single way. The short answer is that America benefits greatly from domestic oil and gas production, but the nation is also dependent on foreign energy markets in ways no president can undo. In ways that no president can undo. See, a lot of people try to blame individual presidents. I already looked past that. I said, listen, no, the problem isn't the president. The problem is the shitty energy policy this country has had for years. The problem is the shitty Congress that these morons keep voting for. That's the problem. In terms of oil, natural gas and coal combined, the United States began producing more than it consumed in 2019. As the following chart shows, if you consider energy independence to be a net surplus of fossil fuels, then sure, the United States is energy independent. But fossil fuels are not typically interchangeable. Most people can't put natural gas in their cars or switch their home heating source if one type gets only one type. I have a house that has oil and I have a house that has gas. To convert from oil to gas, it costs $10,000 at least. I'm not paying that money, I'll just keep using the oil. So anyway, the United States is not oil dependent. With regard to oil, the U.S. consumes more than it produces. So understand this, people. These are facts. With regard to oil, the U.S. consumes more than it produces. Do you understand that? See, the problem is if you get into arguments with liberals or even these dumbass Trump supporting conservatives who don't know the facts, it's important to pay attention to the facts. I don't give a shit which side you're on. Both of these motherfuckers dumb. My thing is pay attention to the facts. With regard to oil, the U.S. consumes more than it produces. And it's for decades it has done this. Flatly stated, the United States is not oil independent and hasn't been since the early days of oil production. There has been a big increase in U.S. oil output since 2008, due largely to the advent of hydrofracking, or hydraulic fracturing, or fracking for short. Fracking has downsides, including possible environmental damage, i.e. fire coming out of your faucet, gas coming out from the faucet, keeping light and fire. U.S. oil production in 2019, the most recent data, was 140% more than in 2008. The gap between U.S. consumption and U.S. production has narrowed, but it was huge to start with, and Americans still burn 38% more oil than the U.S. drillers produce. As far as I know off the top of my head, we bring in most of our oil from Canada and Saudi Arabia. I know with Russia, I believe it was 600,000 barrels of oil a day. I believe just 600,000. The next two charts show U.S. consumption and production of coal and natural gas. As with oil, natural gas production has soared during the last decade, since fracking helps tap natural gas too. U.S. production of natural gas first exceeded consumption in 2017. The gap has widened since then. So this is how much coal we produce. As you can see, that's the coal we produce and use. Consumption is in orange, green is production. Natural gas. Here's another confusing claim. America is a net oil exporter. This is true. If you include oil and refined oil products such as gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel, U.S. exports of oil and oil products exceeded imports in 2021 and 2020. Largely because of the fracking surge. But the U.S. has long been a net importer of raw crude and still is. Now, when you talk about raw crude, this is the reason why I talk about we should be friends with Venezuela so we can suck up their crude oil. The girls there are so desperate, they're selling themselves for ham sandwiches. All we got to do is give them ham sandwiches and we can get their oil and their girls. So anyway, net importers of crude oil and oil products. As you can see, I'm going to leave you the link. You can read all this yourself. So bottom line, what am I saying? What am I saying? I told y'all, put your money into oil stocks. SLC, SM, TTI, CPE. Those are my biggest gainers just today. Just today. Now, tech had a slide today. I think the NASDAQ lost like 3%. So I'm not worried about tech. It was a little slide. It's not that big a deal. I want to point out the fact that I told you about oil when I told you about Vanguard. I put oil up here. Oil has gone from, $30? It's gone from 29 to 35.97. But that's obvious because all the oil stocks are. Now, I also told you to get your Google stocks. I told you to get in at 27.50. Right now, obviously, because of this war, we're having tech slides. Google L is 25.21, and Google regular B, biggest B class stock, 25.23. But guess what? They're coming back, people. Amazon is coming back. Google's coming back. The problem is you have to get in there just to hold your spot. You may look at yourself losing a couple of dollars, but don't worry, you will get that money back when it exceeds what. First of all, the split's not even until July. You got months until the split. More and more and more money is going to be poured into the split. All you got to do is make sure you have a chair before the music stops and the price gets too high. But as you can see, with Amazon, the 52-week high is 3,773. Just like with Google, the 52-week high is 3,030, which we've been flirting around 3,000 for some time now. This is what I'm telling you. Get in while you can. Some of you haven't gotten your tax returns yet. Get yourself one share Google if that's all you can afford. I myself had 5 shares, and right now I'm waiting to buy 6 and possibly 7 because I think this Russian thing is going to make the price sink just a little bit. But when the split happens, you're going to have 20 shares per share. And that's just what it is. Just do it. So, anyway, you can thank me later. As far as oil stocks, as you know, are on the rise. BP, Sunoco, Shell, which I just read about. These people aren't stupid. These people know that they're making nothing but profit after profit after profit. And we here have no choice but to buy from one of these people. There's 5 of them: Exxon, Chevron, Shell, Sunoco, BP. I got in at the bottom dollar. Now, I think at this point it's kind of high for any of you to consider getting in. So the only thing I can recommend is that you consider some of the cheaper oil stocks that are obviously starting to go up. Everything's going up. Look at TRN. Look at TRNX. Well, let's look at that real quick. TRNX. Let's just look. And now this is where it is right now. As you can see, it's a quick spike between January and now. That's a penny stock though. Look at this one, DNR. Look at this shit. Oh, chart not available. Never mind. Okay, CEI. Look at them in the last 3 months. Look at that. Look at that sharp rise. Look at this. TTI. I already know TTI is making me a lot of money. Made my friend a lot of money. He got into it when I told him to because I told him to. So anyway, that's the TTI spike. 1 month. Look at that shit. Look at that. Look at these 1 month spikes. Look at this shit. IMPP. Look at this. I told you about IMPP. Look at that. Look at them spikes. Oh, shit. Yo, wait a minute. This shit just yesterday. It wasn't that high yesterday. Damn. Holy shit. They're making somebody pay like $7 a gallon. Oh, shit. Look at these guys. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this oil. Except this one. That one, I don't know who they are. Park Pacific. I don't even know how they got in here. SLCA, look at them. BP. Look at that. Oh, 1 month. How you doing in 1 month? How you doing today? All right. Well, BP, I just looked at. BP was down just a little. That's one of the bigger shits. Bottom line is I got it when it was dirt cheap, so I can give a fuck. So anyway, CLB. Oh, look at that. Look at that. NE. Noble. Look at this. WMB. Okay, we're moving. Look at the, yeah, there we go. How? Yeah, look at how. But see, the point is, all this oil shit's going through the roof because Vladimir Putin's over there flattening the goddamn euro. So that's just what it is. So all these people, they can say whatever they want, and they can try to do these boycotts and shit. But I want you to notice, most of the boycotts we're putting on Russia is shit nobody gives a fuck. Facebook, Instagram, who gives a fuck if they boycott you? That'll make your kids dumb as shit if they keep using it, so you might as well go ahead and boycott us. That's better for the Russian people. How about McDonald's and Coca-Cola? First of all y'all have done is give people in America diabetes. So you think we give a fuck about a goddamn boycott when all you've done is give people diabetes? That's all you've done. Coca-Cola, they brought Coca-Cola to Saudi Arabia. Diabetes in Saudi Arabia has spiked. Let me see if I can pull that up. Diabetes in Saudi Arabia. Now, you know them Arabs are not typically heavy. You know they walk everywhere. You know it's hot as fuck. They sweat. And all of a sudden, diabetes has become a major health problem in Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries. Why? Because of Coca-Cola and McDonald's. So all I'm saying is, yeah, go ahead, keep boycotting Russia. They'll probably be better off. Go ahead. This is what we're looking at, everybody. I am an oil man. I am an oil man. That's what I told you. I told you I'm an oil man. I'm a subsidized mine owner over here. Oil man. Now, what did you put your money in? Oh, you put your money in Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, Bitcoin's going to 100,000 because the Russians trying to go into Bitcoin. Guess what? It's not going to happen. 38,000 Bitcoin. Ethereum down 24.93. Ooh. Litecoin under 100. XRP. Oh, yeah, XRP going to the moon. They're going to win their court case. They're going to the moon. No, they're not. Cardano. Oh, yeah. Everybody got to get some money into Cardano. Cardano going to the moon. No, it's not. Shiba Inu. Everybody get your money into Shiba Inu. We are going to Jupiter on Shiba Inu. We're going to Jupiter. No, you're not. Dogecoin. Oh, yeah, Dogecoin going to dollar. We're going to Elon Musk planet. We're going to a dollar. We're going to a dollar. No, you're not. No, you're not. Safe food, safe farm. These people are bragging about their 64% increases when the shit is worth less than a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny. That ain't gonna goddamn work. Who you kidding? You guys are tired me out with your poor investment strategies. I'm gonna go count my oil stock and my lithium mine money and then I'm going to go take a nap. And as for this music, obviously, it is some of the best of the Soviet Union. So the last thing I guess I have to say to everybody before I bid you good night is Vichnia Pamyat. Vichnia Pamyat.